Hey everybody, Enigma's Nerd Talk, back again with another video, and this time I'm going to be transferring one of my written reviews into video format. So, if you prefer to read the written review, the link will be in the description box below, and you can give it a read. If you'd rather listen to it or watch it, just continue. Developed by Meteorize, the same company behind the Senran Kagura series spin-off Bon Appetit, and published by P-Cube in the West, Valkyrie Drive, or VD for short, is quite the interesting one for more than just its seemingly odd title. What exactly is a Valkyrie, you might ask? They're a being of Norse mythology that are females, and there's more to it, but this isn't a history lesson, so back to the relevance of VD. The word here that really gets me is Bhikkhuni. I really just had an idea that it was a play on the word bikini, considering the ecchi nature of the game and past games by the developers and publishers, or perhaps it was a different language. It wasn't until I seen a thread on a forum and decided to look into it a bit to see that a Bhikkhuni is actually a Buddhist female. I guess you learn something new every day, right? Some people undergo clinical trials for certain conditions and diseases, but Valkyrie Drive takes quite the creative spin on that topic. Imagine you have a disease that is currently unable to be cured, but you're offered the opportunity to be researched at a resort island cut off from communication with the outside world among other virus carriers. Do you do it? That's the basic premise of Valkyrie Drive, and it is truly one that causes much self-reflection. The main characters, or at least the first two of them to be introduced, the Kagurazaka sisters, elder sister Rinka and younger sister Renka, arrive on the island of Bhikkhuni, and as far as the whole VD universe goes, there are multiple islands, but this game is solely revolving around Bhikkhuni. There's another island called Mermaid, which has an anime series based on it. But overall, these islands are where the titular Valkyries, those affected by the arms virus, have been gathered for research of a cure. The virus itself is one that causes aggression as well as an immense increase in strength, as well as a very unique feature in particular. Virus holders can become X-Stars or Liberators. X-Stars being weapons and Liberators being the ones who wield them. The case of the main cast here is that they have a different strain, which allows them to do both, making them even more powerful and versatile than your average Valkyrie, let alone regular human being. From there, the characters introduce themselves to one another, and of course disagreements, fights, and hilarity ensues while the mystery of the island unfolds before their very own eyes. The story might have its humor and fan service, but the story manages to also pull off a serious take on government reach, family ties, friendship, and more. It's not all fun and games on Bhikkhuni Island, and that's shown quite clearly throughout the story. The progression once again calls back to the Senran Kagura series with its format. The characters will talk and typically disagree over something, then get into a fight, with a twist this time. Due to the nature of the virus, they always fight 2-on-2, so the events go along a path of them needing to pair up to settle a dispute, or even just to do some combat training. Some pairs, like the sisters Rinka and Renka, are pretty obvious and used quite often, while other pairs you will see more rarely throughout the story. However, once you complete a story mission once, you can then run it with any pair you like, which is good as the story mode also has 3 difficulties as well as collectibles to get, which lends some replay value. Not to mention the multiple trophies that require grinding of things such as experience points or Bhikkhuni points, the island currency. The game flows seamlessly between the visual novel sections and combat sections with not much of a loading time. However, the dialogue can at times feel like it's dragging on and is longer than the missions at times themselves, especially if you're not interested in collecting everything possible and speed through battles rapidly, which at higher character levels is done quite easily. The characters themselves are one of the main draws, as they are varied in their personalities and most go through quite the development throughout the story. One character, for example, starts off as an amnesiac who is only interested in battle and has no need of friendship and the like. Over the course of the story, you see their drastic change as some memories return. They open up more and their story is seen for what it truly is. They turn out to be one of my favorite characters both gameplay-wise and overall by then. A few others have similar growth, and for that I give it praise in the character department. Even the ostensibly one-dimensional character who only seems to care about eating and when and where the next meal will come from has an adorable sense about them that you can't help but like after a while. That combined with the fan service and humor involved with the numerous references to characters' breast and everything that comes along with it makes for quite the entertaining read as far as the visual novel aspects go. When you're not doing the story mode, there is plenty else to do. The dressing room makes a return from the SK series, as well as the lingerie collecting. There's quite the interesting minigame you could play in it. Using the Bhikkhuni points, BP, you collect from story missions, you can use the lottery to collect lingerie as well as purchase various things from the store such as voices, artwork, and more. If you're a collector, this can take quite a while to do, which is once again where the game draws most of its replay value from. Along with that, there's also alternate modes such as challenge and survival. Challenge mode, as the name implies, gives you various challenges to complete through different difficulties unlocked through story mode and then purchased from the store. It can be as simple as destroy all the boxes to a bit more difficult, such as defeating all enemies without getting hit. Survival mode, on the other hand, is a pretty basic mode that is self-explanatory. Survive all the waves of enemies. Its various difficulties are also unlocked the same way as challenge mode. They can be a fun break and or challenge from the story mode and a way to hone your combat skills. Besides all the humorous dialogue, fan service, and thought-provoking story, the true shine of the title would be the combat. Once again, it is a take on the SK combat but with some changes. Phantom Dash being one very important feature. When you hold the jump button, you get a ring around your feet that charges, and once released, you dash forward rapidly, and is usable back to back. It makes for a very useful move for both combat and just getting around the field. That combined with the variety of weapons between the playable cast and combos makes for a fun time. Another feature similar but with a twist is the Erotic Drive feature, which comes from the title itself. The girls being paired up to fight is what this feature is really needed for. When fighting, a gauge fills up, and once one bar is completed, you can activate this function, powering up your character and unlocking more moves in their combo list. Also, it comes with an intriguing scene which progressively gets steamier as you go from drive level to drive level with a max of 4, named Final Drive, rightfully so. Any further in this game would probably need an adult rating, if you know what I mean. All in all, this title is not much new for those privy to the previous series by the developers, Senran Kagura. If you want more of the same, then you got it. But also, it has its own unique spin on things too. I would recommend it to fans of hack and slash games in general, and especially to those who really like the Senran Kagura series. Not many flaws can be found with it besides the relatively small cast of playable characters and the difficulty spike during some boss fights. If you're looking for a fun time with a bevy of beauties with brawn and bodies to match, then this is the game for you. If all the bare skin, however, bothers you, then surely stay away because you'll be seeing quite a bit of it. That is Valkyrie Drive Bhikkhuni for the PlayStation Vita. It also has a PC port as well. It is a game that I do recommend. Pretty dang fun. And once again, guys, the link to the written review will be in the description box below. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Click the thumbs up button if you liked the video. Follow the channel on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. This is Enigma's Nerd Talk, and I'm out.